Well, back again with another stimulus check update for you. And it's been a moment that we have all been waiting for. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channel, hit the button below, give this video a thumbs up, and also share this video on your social media also as well. Now, today, we're going to be talking about the next stimulus bill, phase 4, good news, negotiations, discussion, second stimulus check update for July 20th of 2020. Now, basically today, after they had a Trump meeting with the Republicans, and the GOP is considering a payroll tax cut, another stimulus check also as well in the next stimulus relief bill. Now, Republicans in Congress may offer another round of stimulus checks and a payroll tax cut. Now, this has long been sought for by President Trump as part of their next stimulus proposal as the congressmen begin the negotiations for additional relief to counter the pandemic's devastation on health and the economy, as reported in USA Today. As of today, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, a Republican from California, he presented these two provisions after he and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, the Republican from Kentucky, met at the White House with Trump and also President Donald Trump's advisors today. The White House meeting, it came as Congress sprints to pass more financial aid before lawmakers leave for a month-long August recess. That's right. Congress is going to go on another recess, and this time it's going to be a whole month that the Senate is going to be out. I believe that's after August 7th. Now, speaking with reporters at the U.S. Capitol after the meeting, McCarthy said both the payroll tax cut and another round of checks for Americans were under consideration, though details could shift as the measure is drafted. McCarthy did not offer specifics on either provision. McConnell has floated a proposal to limit the number of Americans eligible for another check to those earning $40,000 a year or less. Now, asked about whether a payroll tax cut will be included in a Senate bill that could be released as early this week, McConnell would not lay out any specifics. What's the big secret, right? What we're going to do is follow up the discussion at the White House with a discussion at noon tomorrow with our members. See if we can develop kind of a common approach to this on our side, and then begin to reach out to the Democrats. He said this today at the Capitol. If Republicans include a payroll tax cut in their package, it would be a major shift for GOP lawmakers who have until now resisted Trump's push for such a reduction. Trump argues that it would help boost economic growth. The President Trump, he told reporters today, quote, "I think it's an incentive for companies to hire their workers back and to keep their workers. But Republicans have voiced concerns over whether it would really help laid off workers and have instead opted to offer Americans and businesses direct financial support. Democrats have similarly voiced opposition to a payroll tax cut, saying it would be of little help to Americans who are unemployed and need assistance now. Other sharp divisions remain between the president, congressional Republicans and House Democrats over what should be included in the next round of aid. A number of key provisions from the last rescue package are set to expire at the end of the month, including a $600 increase in state unemployment benefits that has been a financial lifeline for millions of Americans. Now, the new negotiations, they're just starting. But as we all know, the number of C word sickness pandemic cases around the country is surging right now. And Trump is continuing to downplay the pandemic. In an interview with Fox News on Sunday, he dismissed the spikes as embers, while Chris Wallace, the host of Fox News Sunday, he compared them to a forest fire. After Monday's White House meeting, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, who has led negotiations between the administration and Congress on the response to the pandemic, said the administration would start negotiations at the $1 trillion mark, which is far lower than the $3 trillion congressional that Democrats are seeking. He also called for a reduction in the boost of unemployment benefits. He said, we're going to make sure that we don't pay people more money to stay at home than to go to work. We want to make sure that people who can go to work safely can do so. We'll have tax credits that incentivize businesses to bring people back to work. Mnuchin said the negotiations will continue Tuesday when he and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows are expected to attend the Senate Republicans' weekly lunch at the Capitol. After that, Mnuchin said discussions will begin with Democrats as a compromise. Since the outbreak first hit, the U.S. Congress and the White House have approved more than $3 trillion in aid, passing a series of bills that provided loans and grants to businesses hurt by the pandemics, stimulus checks to Americans, expanded unemployment for laid-off workers, and money for increased testing and vaccine research. But it has been months since the last package passed. There are sharp partisan divisions over the next phase. For this round, House Democrats passed a $3 trillion bill in May that includes an extension of the $600 increase in unemployment benefits, a second $1,200 stimulus check for individuals and families, about $1 trillion for state and local governments, additional worker protections, and more money for testing and contact tracing. Senate Republicans have rejected the House bill. Among their priorities are more money for schools so they can reopen in the fall, liability protections for businesses worried about being sued by customers who contract the C word sickness in their reopened restaurants and shops. The GOP bill is expected to have a much lower price tag and exclude items that Democrats have insisted on, meaning negotiations could be contentious and protracted. The Senate GOP measure may also face opposition from the White House, which is reportedly opposed to increased funding for testing, contact tracing, and the two health agencies at the forefront of the pandemic response: the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the National Institutes of Health. Republicans planned on including more money for those initiatives and agencies in their bill, but the White House has objected. And this is according to a report from the New York Times and the Washington Post. Democrats took issue with axing such money from the next bill. Representative Derek Kilmer, chair of the moderate New Democrat coalition, said the move would be a non-starter. He said today on a call with reporters, "This is the red line. We're only asking that the resources be made available across the country for the same testing and mitigation approach that's being deployed at the White House to keep the president safe. We want to keep our constituents safe." Now, a top Senate Republican, he says a stimulus check would do more economic good than the payroll tax cut that Trump is seeking. And this is according to a report from Business Insider. GOP Senate Chuck Grassley said a stimulus check would benefit the economy more than the payroll tax cut that Trump is seeking. Grassley said, according to CNN's Manu Raju, "I think when a person has a check in his hand, I think that's going to do more economic good than if we dribble out $30 every paycheck. Experts say a payroll tax cut would not direct aid to struggling people quickly enough. since the wage bump would be distributed across paychecks. Republican Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa said this afternoon, that a stimulus check would do more economic good than the payroll tax that the President Trump has staunchly advocated for. And the chairman of the Senate Finance Committee said a direct payment would be more beneficial to the economy than temporarily reducing the amount of taxes paid by workers. A stimulus check, he said, would help enable a quicker boost in spending because people are going to notice it and maybe take action as a result. In recent days, Trump has repeatedly called on Congress to enact a payroll tax cut, which he sought since early March when the pandemic demolished the economy. During a Fox News interview Sunday, Trump warned he may not sign the stimulus package if it did not contain the tax break. He expressed support for it today as well. It's been proven to be successful, Trump said, and it's a big saving for the people, calling it very important to him. Yet Democrats, they roundly oppose it along with numerous Republicans. Payroll taxes are 7.65% of earnings taken out of employee paychecks and another 7.65% that's levied on employers to finance the Social Security and Medicare trust funds. President Barack Obama last trimmed the tax by 2% for workers for 2 years, starting in 2011 as the U.S. climbed out of the last recession. The idea is to put more money into people's pockets to increase their spending during downturns. Yet Seth Hanlon, who is a senior fellow at the Liberal Center for American Progress, he recently told Business Insider a payroll tax cut would not benefit the nearly 20 million jobless Americans since they are no longer drawing paychecks. He also said the tax break would disproportionately favor wealthier people. It's a policy that's designed to benefit people who are working, Hanlon said. It benefits people who are earning more, and it doesn't do anything for people who are out of work. Over the past few weeks, Republicans have been split on another round of $1,200 stimulus checks and whether they should be modeled after the initial wave approved in March from the CARES Act. Experts say the federal payouts led to a boost in consumer spending and helped struggling people buy groceries and cover bill payments. Trump approves the measure. Earlier this month, Senate Majority Mitch McConnell, he floated a $40,000 income cutoff for a second round of stimulus check, and it still remains unclear to what extent, if any, the GOP would seek to limit eligibility for additional direct payments. So basically, folks, this is what we have all been waiting for here, a meeting between the White House and the Republicans, where Trump in the White House and his advisors, they met together with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and also the House Minority Leader, if you would say that, Kevin McCarthy. And they discussed and went over that. Of course, Trump, he wants his payroll tax cut, but let's be real here. Who is this payroll tax cut going to benefit? We're talking about 7.65%. Okay, 7.65% of an employee's paycheck, right? So they're talking about $30 a paycheck dribbling out. Every paycheck, $30, $30, $30, right? So if that was the case, according to what the article had said, let's multiply $30 a week. Let's take $1,200 and divide it by 30, actually, and see what exactly do we get. So that's going to be the number of weeks that it would take to make a stimulus check. Basically, one $1,200 stimulus check. I mean, what do you guys really think about this? Okay. If we do actually take $1,200 and we divide it by 30, and I'm using my calculator because I'm not a human calculator here, and I get 40, right? 40 times 30 is 1,200. So you're telling me it'll take Americans almost a full year for us to get our $1,200 stimulus check by taking a payroll tax cut instead? I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think that's the most ridiculous suggestion I've ever heard in my life. And of course, look who is coming from, President Trump. Now, for you Trump fans out there, sorry for knocking Trump, for ragging on Trump like that. But I mean, when you really think about it, it is a ridiculous proposal. What is that going to do for Americans that are trying to feed their families? And a lot of people fell behind on bills in the last 4 months since they got the last stimulus check. Okay, states are closing down again. All right, that's the reality. C-word pandemic sickness cases are rising. And according to Dr. Fauci, who is an expert from the Center of Disease Control, and he's one of the country's leading experts, however, and he said that we have seen spikes as much as 70,000 cases in a day. And this has never happened, never in the history of this C-word sickness pandemic since it began back in February or March. Okay, so people really need help right now. People are in dire need of help. Do the Republicans see that? Somewhat. They see somewhat that people are in need of help, right? Do the Democrats see that? Yes, they've seen that since May, okay? And that's why they already passed the HEROES Act back in May. And they jumped on the emergency with a solution. When the Republicans were like, oh, let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see. The month of May passed. Let's wait and see what June looks like after Memorial Day. Then they went on recess, came back, and they said, let's wait and see again the whole month of June. And let's wait again and see till July. Now July is here. Now they want to talk about putting together another stimulus package. Okay. And only a $1,200 check at that. So you're telling me the Americans had to wait 4 months to just get another $1,200 check? Just ridiculous, if you ask me. Okay. And I'm not taking the Republican side or the Democrat side. I'm just talking about what's right. Okay. And the Republicans have not been doing what's right since the beginning of this pandemic. Okay. So that's the latest stimulus check update news that I have for all of you for today, Monday. It's on and popping in Congress. So I will be updating you with daily updates. As you know, the Senate is back in session now, and it's going to be on fire from that here on out. And I will keep you updated. So definitely, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, with the subscribe link below, hit the like button so YouTube could promote the video and our channel can grow. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this, what you think about all the different points of views here in the video also as well. And make sure that you join our Facebook group so that way you can get minute by minute stimulus check updates and thousands of members in the group to help you out, to keep you informed as always. And while you're in the description, also look for links where you can get free money and other links giving you helpful resources too also as well. So from all of us here at the How to Get an 800 Credit Score LLC family, stay safe, be blessed. We'll see you in the next one. See you tomorrow.
My name is Lyndon Baptiste, and on this channel we talk about ways to increase your credit score, build credit, and get approved for the lowest payments on mortgages and lines of credit, travel the world for free, earn extra money with cash back. And if that interests you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. That way you'll never miss a single video as we make them.